You know, when you're browsing online on Facebook, Instagram, or other websites, you'll often get ads of products that you actually are really tempted by. But often it seems too good to be true. And that's the same feeling that I had about this makeup palette. This is the Jolie Beauty Vampyrism palette. Hello spooky bats and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi and welcome. My name's Orphea and I'm a god YouTuber from Belgium. As you probably know from my YouTube channel, I do love wearing makeup. However, ever since COVID, I've kind of fallen out of love with doing my makeup looks, and also I've kind of not found new products that I was like really in love with. I have a lot of makeup that I really enjoy, but I always gravitate towards the same shades and the same palettes that I own. And I don't mind doing the same look over and over again for daily wear. However, for special events and occasions, I do want to feel like a little bit extra. So recently on my Facebook, Instagram, and also on several websites that I visit, I've been getting a lot of publicity for Jolie Beauty. I have seen the Vampyrism palette when it came out almost a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. And back in the days I was like, this looks interesting. But it was a brand new makeup brand, and except for their own videos, I couldn't find any reviews online, any swatches, etc. So I was a little bit skeptical. Now, I recently bit the bullet and ordered the palette online. I actually ordered it on the 30th of May, right before I went to the Wave Gothic Treffen, and it was sent out by Jolie Beauty on the 6th of June. And I did receive a tracking link, but the tracking link did not work. However, the palette did arrive to my door on the 13th of June. So it took more or less 2 weeks from ordering the palette to actually receiving it, which is amazing because most of the time, if I see pretty products, it comes from US-based websites. And this is what it looks like holding it up next to me. So it's a rather big palette. It has really nice golden corners and of course a coffin shape in the middle. Now the palette, as you will see it in the clips, has been shot when I received it, and this is what it looks now after doing a few makeup looks with it. And I will try and show you the details of the shades, but the thing that really speaks to me in this palette, of course, is the red section. If you know, or if you don't know, I love reds. I even dyed my hair red. I always am looking for good red shades in makeup palettes or makeup palettes that have a lot of reds in them. What I'm not too excited about, but what I will use are the more green tones and yellow tones in here. I think I can come up with a few looks with these shades, but they are not my favorites out of the palette. I do really like the neutrals that you have here because those I can use to do daily makeup looks. I can do complete looks using this palette, which is what I look for if I buy makeup palettes nowadays. Now do know that Jolie Beauty works with limited runs of palettes, so once it's sold out you have to wait until they restock it, which can be a few months. Currently, as I'm recording this video, the Vampyrism palette is in stock and it is £36.99. At the time I ordered my palette, there was a discount code active on the website for 25% discount. I'm not sure if it's still active or not, but just have a look at like the top banner of the website. So I paid €48.95 for the palette. The discount made it so that it was only €36.72, and then the shipping was €8.95. Now if you place a big order, then you will have free shipping, and the good thing is that all taxes and duties have been included into the shipping, so you don't pay any extra import taxes upon arrival of your products. So I did not have any additional charges for the palette to arrive to me, making the total cost of my palette €45.67. Now you do get 28 unique shades in this palette. Some of them are matte, there's shimmers, there's glitters, and there is even what they call a transitional shade, which I personally know as multichromes from Notoriously Morbid, so they shift in color depending on how the light hits them. So the price for this palette is super good, the shipping was really fast, and I'm super excited about it. I was in no way, shape or form sponsored or contacted to do this video. After recording this video, I will contact them to see if they have a personal discount code, affiliate code that I might be able to use, because I really do love this product and I really do want to recommend it to you all. And I actually want to try out more more of their palettes as well, because I have two more. I think one is called the Sorceress palette, and they just released their Ethereal palette, if I'm not mistaken. They both look really pretty as well, and I would love to try them someday. What I also want to mention is that this palette is completely cruelty-free and vegan, which is a big plus for me. And also do note that I'm making a conscious effort to buy cruelty-free and vegan products whenever possible. And yes, this also means that I will be doing more makeup tutorials in the future. If there's anything you want to see, feel free to let me know in a comment down below. Welcome to the makeup part of this video. I'm going to be trying to create a look that I will hopefully really love with this palette and just show you how the colors apply, how they blend, etc. so you can get an idea of how this palette looks. Now, the main reason I bought this palette is for the colors Bloodlust, Predator, and then all the reds around it. So those are going to be the main colors that I'm going to be using today. I think I'm only going to be using Bloodlust just to have one like main color for this look, and then I'll just experiment with the other shades around it to see. But first things first, I'm going to be priming my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And don't forget to also get it under your eyes if you're going to be applying eyeshadows underneath as well. I'm going to take a big fluffy makeup brush and I'm going to be applying the color Undead, which is the only nude neutral shade in this palette that I think is a close enough match to my skin tone. And I must say that the shades aren't very powdery on the palette, or at least this one isn't, so you really have to like dig in with your brush to get the pigment onto it, but it applies very, very nicely. After that, I'm going to take one of my fluffier Real Techniques brushes and I'm going to take the color, I think I'm going to take Afterlife, which is the color right next to the black into the palette. It's a more burgundy shade, and I'm going to just take a little bit of that and just try to create like something that we can blend the glitter into later. Ooh, this is actually really pigmented, so I only dipped my brush into it slightly. And I am getting a lot of pigment, as you hopefully can tell as well. And this is kind of more like a purplish red shade. And I'm just blending it up first and then I will intensify the color later. But I haven't re-dipped my brush just yet because I first want to like really spread it out, blend it out. I'm dipping in again and intensifying it. Okay, this shade has to already be one of my favorites. It's so pigmented, it's so gorgeous, like wow. And I'm actually following the line of my lower lash line to create the outer shape that I want, and I go to where my brows would end once I finish drawing them on. So as you can see, I'm not going onto my lid completely. It's because I'm going to be applying Bloodlust over that afterwards. So it's not necessary to fill in my eye completely, I think. And I'm going to match the other side. Since I will be having the glitter shade on the lid anyways, I'm going to be applying Lestat in the inner eye corner, which is a shimmery white. And I'm not using any other primers with this, I'm just applying it as is with like a pointier brush. And this one feels a little bit more creamy textured than the matte shades. And it applies really well. It has a lot of pigment in it. But the thing is, when I press onto the palette, it kind of mushes a bit or moves a bit, whereas the matte shades just came off like matte shades do. I'm also going to drag this along my lower lash line just slightly. Then I'm taking a smaller makeup brush and I'm going to apply Afterlife on my lower lash line as well. And I don't want to drag this too low, I just want it to be there. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of Lestat and apply it right underneath where I will be putting my brows on. Just so that I have a slight brow accent. And then we get to what I will think will be the star of this look, Bloodlust. I'm first going to do a little experiment on my hand. I'm going to be applying a little bit of primer potion on my hand. Have it set a little bit, of course. And then apply Undead on top of that. And then I'm going to take Shadow Bind by Notoriously Morbid. Why? Because for glitter and shimmer shades, I know this helps bring them out even stronger, but I don't know how Bloodlust is going to apply. So I'm going to split the kind of swatch thing that I did on my hand into two parts. I'm going to apply a tiny bit of Shadow Bind on one side and none on the other. So I can really see what I want to get on my eye. So now with a flat brush, I'm going to dab into Bloodlust. Okay, this shade gets everywhere. This is a really messy one in the pen. But as I can tell, you can kind of mush it. It's a little bit like how I told you with Lestat, that it also kind of mushes a little bit. That's what this shade has as well. And I honestly don't think that I'm going to be needing Shadow Bind by Notoriously Morbid, because I can right now already tell you that I can barely see the difference. So this side has Shadow Bind underneath it and this one doesn't. You can almost barely see a difference. So that's a good start. So I'm going to just dab in with my brush and apply Bloodlust. Oh my god. Oh wow. So this is Bloodlust applied to both of my eyes. Something that I do want to mention is that it's not blendable. You have to apply it and then let it be where it is, because otherwise you will just be sliding it around and you will just remove the pigment. It doesn't really blend into the matte shades. It does, however, blend into Lestat, which was the other shimmer shade that I've already used. So I think the shimmer shades are a similar volume. They also have kind of like that mushiness kind of in the pen when you apply them. So I do want to tell you that they are a different structure than the matte shades and they don't blend into the matte shades as well. I'm also going to apply a tiny bit of Bloodlust underneath my eye. And to add a little bit of depth into the crease, I'm going to take the shade Sanguis, which is a darker, rich purpley shade, I think. Let's see how it applies. Yes, it is a very nice, deep, almost purple shimmer shade. Yes, this is complementing it really well. Then going back in with Afterlife just to smooth the edges out and add a little bit of intensity. And if I wanted to, I can fill in my eyebrows with a black shade, which is called Shadows, but I'm not gonna do that because I feel it's a waste of the only black shade in this palette. So instead I'm going to be taking my NYX eyebrow pencil. Then I'm going to be applying eyeliner. This is the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner and I'm just gonna draw on a little bit of a wing. I'm also going to be tightlining my waterline with a black eyeliner pencil. and of course applying mascara, false lashes, finishing off the look, and then I will be right back with you. So this is the full makeup look after completing it. I am personally super happy with this palette. The only thing that I kind of feel a little bit iffy about is the way that the glittery shimmer shades kind of like mush, if that's a word. They just kind of move when you go with your brush into them. The mattes aren't chalky, which I'm a really big fan of, but the glitters and the shimmer shades, they kind of like move a little bit in the pan. However, they don't fall out and they don't create a huge mess, so that's also good. I really do enjoy the look that I was able to create with this palette. I've also already done 2 more neutral looks with it beforehand, and I really enjoyed those as well. Some of the shades are extremely pigmented, so when you try them out, just be sure to take a little bit at a time and build it up. Should you still have any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye!